So let's start with for loop in Python. How does it work? So I have created a file in which I have started with the comment. So for giving the comment, use the hash sign, for loop and range in Python. And what does this range function do actually? The range function by default starts with 0 and it goes up to the limit that you specify, right? So right now, for example, I have specified over here 11, so it will go up to 11. It will start to 0 and it will go up to not 11, actually it will go up to 10, right? So let's if I want to make a program where I want to print first 10 natural numbers, I will write for n and I have taken as an integer. Okay, so I have taken n as a counter, just like I have taken a counter to count the number of circles. The same way I have taken n over here, so you can take any variables. Now how to name the variable, the naming conventions are there, rules and regulations are there. For that I have already made a video how you can make the variable, how can you declare them, so you can watch that. So I have taken a variable which is like a counter. I have taken n because I'm printing natural numbers, so for n for natural numbers, and I have taken in range 11, so it will start with 0 and it will print up to 10 numbers, right? And if I want to print it, so I have to print n. So if I run this, the output will be, you can see over here, right? It has started with 0 and it has gone up to 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 numbers are there, but whatever the value you will specify, it will complete that range, it will complete that list. So let's understand it's working over here. Now let's take this loop over here. This was the program. We have to see that what is the value of n. As I told you, by default it will start with 0. So 0 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total 11 numbers are there. And by default it will increment with 1. Okay, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 3, 2 plus 1, 3, and so on up to 10. Right. So now let's see how does it work. For this, first of all, when n is 0, right, it will come under the loop. Now it will print 0. So it is going to print 0 over here. Right. Now after that, it will increment the value of n by 1. So what will be the value of n now? It's going to be, first it was 0, then it is 1, 0 plus 1, plus 1, now it is 1, right? So again it will go over here. Now the value of n is 1, right? It is 1. So it will again within the range, is not 11, it is less than 11. So it will come under the loop, it will print the value of n. What is the value of n is right now? It's 1. So it is going to print 1 over here. Okay, so let's write 1. Okay, now after that it is going to increment the value again by 1. So plus 1, what it will become? It will become 2, right? This, and now the value of n will become 2, right? So again it will check the condition, 2 is less than 11, again it's going to print n. The value of n is 2 now. This way it is going to print up to 10. right? And let's see what will be the changes over here. The new value will be 3, and then you will add 1 again. You will change the value, then 4 plus 1 it's 5, plus 1 6, plus 1 7, plus 1 8, plus 1 9, plus 1 10. So again it will, lastly it will add one more, and when it will come 11, now at 11, 11 is not less than 11, it is equal, so it will come out of loop and it will not print number 11. So this is how it is going to work. Now let's get back to Python again, right? I said I want to print first 10 natural numbers, but in natural numbers 0 is not included. So how to start your range with 1? Because it will by default start with 0, okay? As we have also have learned positive and negative indexing. So in programming, whenever you define an array, it start with 0. So how to fix it? For this, I have to write, I have to make changes. I have to tell from where to start. So if I won't specify it start with 0, if I want to specify you have to start with 1, then I write 1, comma, and the second value is up to how, what is the limit to go, right? It is starting point and it is the ending point. So now if I save and run this, you can see that this time it has started with 1 and it has gone up to 10. Okay, now by default you increment the value by 1. If you want to increment the value by 2, then you can specify that parameter as well. So let's see how we can specify that. That is the third parameter in the range. So if I want that it should start with 2 and it should increment the value also by 2. So let's see, if I save and run, what will be the changes. So as per the program, you can see that it has started with 2. It has incremented the value by 2. So 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 2 8, 8 plus 2 10. And 10 plus 2 is 12, which is greater than 11. So that's why it has not gone further. It has stopped over there. It has come out of the loop. Right, now let's see some more in for loop. What is there? We have else statement also in for loop. So what this the else statement does, the else keyword in for loop specify a block of code to be executed when the loop is finished. So in case you want that, like if after printing 1 to 10 numbers, you want to write that I have completed my the first 10 natural number, it has printed first 10 natural numbers. So what you can do is you have to make changes over here, like let me do that. So it will start from 1 and it will go up to 11. After printing the number, you will write the else statement just like it is written over here. Okay, and one more thing, these columns are very much necessary. If you will forget them, they will not it will give you error. And now else part you have to write, you will not write just below the print statement where it is starting. You have to go over here, you have to write the else part just below the 4 indent where you have given the 4 statements. So you will write else and the it's the columns, not semicolon, and then you will write print whatever the statement that you want to print within the double quotes. I have got 10 natural numbers. Okay, so this way you can print the statement. So let's see, if I save and run this, what will happen. So you can see over here, now it has printed first 10 natural numbers starting with 1 goes up to 10, and after that it has printed the last statement which I have written in the else part. So this is the else part in for loop. Now if you want to print number 0 to 4, you simply write 5, right? Because it by default will start with 0 and it will print up to 4 numbers. Let's take two more examples. If you want to print 3, 4, 5, so you will start with 3 and you will end with 6, right? And similarly, if you want to print 3, 5, 7, you will start with 3, you will end with 8, because you want to print only the odd numbers. So you will starting with 3, you are ending with 8. So if you end with 7, it will not print 7, right? And you are incrementing the value by 2. So this is where you start, there where you finish, and this is the incrementing value with which you want to increment the values in the loop. And if you want to print numbers in suppose reverse order, you can decrement the value. Let's see how we can do that. So this is the ending value, it is going to be ending value, and if you want to print up to 1, you have to make it 0, and you are going to decrement it by -1. So if I save and run this, I'll get the numbers in reverse order, right? So you can make changes. If you want 10, just make it 10, right? And save the changes and run this again. Now you'll get 10 to 1. This is how you can increment and decrement the value in for loop. I hope you have learned how this for loop works, and what the other parameters that you have to consider, like the starting value, the starting parameter, the ending one, and the incrementing value, right? So if you have any problem, if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. Do like, watch, share, subscribe, and keep exploring.